Tell me how you ended up on Later Daters.
I have no idea. I have no idea. For people who don't know me, okay, they call me Rich Auntie Lori. I'm not rich. I'm rich in love and relationships and friendships. I don't want you to be sitting out here thinking I got a whole bunch of money. It's coming though. I used to get kicked out for talking too much. Now I get paid to talk. Yep. You know what I mean? And I love everything that I do. Yep. I host some of the red carpets in the land. I do media, and I'm part of the Stephen Margie Harvey Foundation.
What do you find as the challenge in your age group?
We're stuck in our ways. Don't call me for 2 days. You're out. I don't have a lot of time.
Yeah.
So my thing is you have to be intentional with me. Red flag, red flag, red flag. You know, is it really a red flag or is it a conversation? You can't be running on the first sign because red flags can actually become yellow. I teach my son that he's the prize too. And women should value and validate you. We always say, I want 100%. No, that's not. Why don't you give 100 and I give 100?
I like to refer to us as gifts to each other.
Yeah.
I believe that a gift is something that you give freely to people that may even be undeserving of the gift.
I want to be an answer to a man's prayer. Oh, don't make me cry. Oh, I prayed for you.
Have you ever had somebody in your life that you thought was the one?
Yeah, they got a girlfriend though, so I can't do it.
How you gonna see somebody else's man as your man?
But I didn't say I see him as my man. I just said I really like them. You know what I mean? Like I wish I could copy and paste.
It's the same thing. What is this book about?
It's called Finding Love, Finding Me, a neurodivergence guide to dating. So many women and men don't get diagnosed with ADHD and OCD until after their 30s and 40s. Yep. And I learned to embrace my superpower. It's a book explaining how I love on my terms.
I ain't gonna even say what you see out here. Mm-hmm. Are you hopeful with who God has promised you? Dear Future Wifey.
Okay, scripturally, the Bible says your Father has already designed and purposed you.
I experienced an invitation of God this morning.
So you gotta become an elite decision maker.
Elite decision maker.
He said, because you are one fleshly decision away from losing it all.
Etched in my mind is what true submission to Christ looks like.
I gotta maintain that secret connection I have with God.
I'm so full and don't want to belabor this letter.
And I understand how important it is for men to disciple men, because if I didn't have that, I wouldn't be where I am today.
I've traded worldly pleasures to live a God-centered life.
The encounter I just had, I just need to rest in it.
Help us to be considerate, creative, and courageous lovers.
I love you. Your future hubby. Welcome to the Dear Future Wifey podcast. I'm your host, Latera Star Whitfield. Listen, are you still shacking up with us? If you're still shacking up with us, can we get a commitment? Hit that subscription button and subscribe. Make sure you turn on your notification bell so you'll be notified about upcoming episodes. And if you're listening to us on Patreon, just hold out. I need to start actually put some videos out there because I don't have nothing on my Patreon. But listen, I'm going to do better. I'm telling you, I'm going to do a whole lot better. So, man, listen, this is a show that I love. It's a Netflix show that came out a few months ago, and I absolutely love this show. This show was produced by the sensational Michelle Obama. And I just love it. I love that they were hitting a different market than the regular dating landscape of shows. And that show is called Later Daters. There's a lady that was on this podcast, well, on this show that will be a guest on today's podcast that I can't wait to talk to. So without further ado, welcome to the Dear Future Wifey podcast, my homie, Lori Hanford. How you doing?
I'm great. Thank you for having me, Terrace.
So we ran into each other where?
We were at Jamal and Carrie's wedding at the Porsche Experience.
At the Porsche Experience.
And you came up to me, yep.
And I was like, Lori, how you doing? And you was like, hey, Lateris. It's like we just knew each other from way back when. And so you knew about the Dear Future Wifey podcast, huh?
Well, yeah, because you were at New Birth,
right.
And you did it when Carrie was like, I need clarity. And it's like, that was like a whole vibe when you came to New Birth and did that. So I've been following you ever since. So when you see me at their wedding and you came up to me, you was like, look, I was looking for you. I was like, I'm not hard to find. And you said, I want to get you on the podcast. And I was like, I just want to say thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, you're welcome. Now, listen, we got to address the elephant in the room. You ain't wearing your glasses. Why you ain't got your glasses on?
Because Jay told me not to wear them.
Jay is sitting in the studio right now. Shout out to Jay.
Yeah, we wanted to create something different. I want to move in a different direction, and I don't want to be defined by my glasses. And I know people talked about that on the show,
right?
But I had to do it in my own time. You know what I mean? So it's just something different, a different vibe. You like?
Yes, I love it. So when you say people are talking about on the show, you talking about fans, or you talking about the coach that was telling you to lose the glasses?
Well, not just her, because she was saying, as you seen the show, she was like, you like a character. That, that was a little offensive.
The way she worded it.
The way she worded it, but I understood what she was saying. And TikTok is unrelentless. Like, these women were coming for me. Take off your glasses. But it's like,
they have videos on TikTok about you?
Oh my God, I am like a whole meme, everything. Yes.
Really?
But I love my glasses because they're a vibe. I support my sister, CEO Lorraine Cochran Johnson. Those are her glasses, so I support Black brands. But I just wanted to do something different, trying to soften it up a little bit, become a little more, feminine.
So when you looked at yourself in the mirror today, my girl China did your makeup.
Shout out to China.
Shout out to China. When you looked yourself in the mirror, what did you think? Because you normally don't wear a lot of makeup and all that, right?
I don't.
So how you feel about your appearance today? What's up, Lit Fam? This your boy, Laterra Whitfield, inviting you out to the Dear Future Wifey podcast 5-year anniversary event. It's going down in Greenville, South Carolina at Love Story Church. We've assembled a dynamic group of panelists. We got Pastor John and Aventer Gray. Yeah, they're going to tell their story here straight from the horse's mouth. We got David Banner, Scott and KJ Smith Black, Arian Simone, Tierra R. Walton, and a special performance by my boy, David Michael Wyatt. Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that lineup? Oh my God, this is gonna be absolutely amazing. But the only way you can show up is going to dearfuturewifeytour.com and getting your ticket. So what are you waiting for? Hop off this video and go get your ticket at dearfuturewifeytour.com. Can't wait to see you there.
When I see myself, I was like literally, who's that girl? I love it. I mean, I love this new look. I think I'm sexy. I think I'm sexy without makeup too, but I think right now I'm a whole vibe. So I'm going to keep it on for about 4 days.
So as a man, I'm telling you, you look real good right now.
Thank you. Say that again.
You look real good right now.
Thank you so much.
You look absolutely good right now.
I appreciate that.
And so what I'm telling you is this, and that's what I'm saying, is that sometimes we get stuck in a habit or a look. And of course, she said character, but again, that word may not be accurate, but she's talking about this brand, because that's your brand. That's who you're recognized by. But if you are set in a thing that's not working and is not yielding the results that you desire, and you want to be more appealing and desirable for men, then just go ask men what they like. Right. Just do that. Did you ever ask a man, what do you see for me, or what would you like? Do you like my glasses? Do you like this look, or what?
That's interesting. I never did. See? Well, let me ask you. Do you like me more with the glasses or more with them off?
With them off.
With them off. Okay, why?
Because I can see your eyes. The glasses were more of a distraction from your actual appearance. Okay. So your appearance, like I said, I can see everything. Your hair is laid. I can see your eyes, and so you're more appealing. Glasses, sometimes we hide behind that stuff. Okay. It's almost like, what if I was a guy and I had these big old shades on, and I'm sitting there just thinking I'm cool, and I got shades on everywhere. Yeah, and I just got shades on. You be like, well, dang, why do I feel like I'm being blocked from seeing who you really are? Okay. And I'd be like, no, it's just me. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be honest with you, in my 20s, I thought that's what I was supposed to do. When I was touring plays across the country, I would wear shades indoors. And I thought that was my look. You can't catch me doing that no more. I will never do that anymore. Yeah. But in my 20s, I thought that was cool. You know what I'm saying?
But the thing is, Laterra's like right now, because you see me fumbling through this room, I really can't see, right? And I have on contacts. So this is an adjustment for me because I literally cannot see without glasses. So I'm working with different brands to come up with some different glasses so I can have different looks. But those are my favorite pair. But now that I asked a man, I never thought to ask a man, what do you see? So now, okay, I might have to do this more often.
And watch the different result. So what we get an opportunity to do in life is just try things out.
Yeah.
Try something out. Go out to your favorite place. Go walk through Whole Foods. Go through Home Depot. Whatever it is.
Oh, Home Depot is a good one.
There it is.
That's
a
good one.
Go to Home Depot. Home Depot, I need a brand deal. Shout out. So go to Home Depot and then just see what happens. You know what I'm saying? And then go look as your typical self of what you typically like to wear and just see, well, you've done that for how many years? How old are you?
I will be 60 in October.
60 in October.
Yes.
And you still desire marriage, right?
You know what? I'm a little scared now. I desire companionship, and if it's the right person, yes, I would like to be married again.
You see all that?
I'm sorry. I'm just telling you, I think I'm scared a little bit. I mean,
I know, but listen to what people say.
I know I do want to be married.
No, because I asked you what you wanted, and then you said, if it's the right, well, of course, I hope you ain't going to marry somebody that's not the right person.
Like, I think
that's almost like saying, do you want a job? I mean, if it's the right job, then I want a job. Like,
well, yeah, and I think that is like the safeguard. But yes, I do want to be married.
Period.
I do. Yeah, let's just put a period there.
Yeah, I want marriage, and with the discernment that God has given you, with y'all going through premarital counseling and all that, you will marry the right person.
Yeah.
But sometimes we say that, well, yeah, I kind of, but if it's the right person, I'm gonna get married. Well, who wants to marry the wrong person?
Yeah, and then it negates everything that you prayed for.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're right.
So that's why I listen to the way we frame the things that we desire and the things that we want. We got to be careful about it, because we'll lead with our fears first.
Yes.
And then we'll put our fears in front of the thing that we want, and don't realize that that's the wall. That's the wall that the person has to leap over in order to get what you prayed and asked God for.
And then go through some valleys and some water and everything else.
Exactly.
I like how you think. So this is good.
Man, we're going to talk. We're going to chop it up.
Yeah, this is good.
So you've been married before, right?
Yes.
And how many years were you married previously?
10 or 11. I can't remember.
10, 11. How many years ago was that?
That was about 15 years ago.
What did you learn about yourself coming out of your past marriage?
I wasn't ready. I never seen what a good marriage looked like. I never seen a woman be soft in marriage. Yeah, it was always the emasculation. It was always the tearing down. You don't need a man. I don't need a man kind of thing. So when I go back and look at it, there are some things that I had to work on. I went to therapy and stuff on that. I never seen a very kind woman in marriage. I did see one, and that was, with my aunt. But looking back on it, that was just her personality, but the marriage was not good. But yeah, I'd never seen a soft marriage. You know what I mean? A woman, yes, I'd never seen that before. Where a woman is just really soft and nurturing. I'd never seen that before.
Which is very interesting, because I thought that women along your generation was more like that. So it wasn't?
No, in my generation, okay, now I'm 60. So in my generation.
That means an 80-year-old woman you never saw.
I seen that, but the thing is, I seen what they went through. You see what I'm saying? You know how like people say, I've been married 50 years. I don't care where you happy, because that bothers me. I could be married 50 years and be miserable. So when I seen my aunt, she was the caretaker. She was nice and she was everything. But then at her last days, she told me all the stuff she went through. And I'm like, how did you keep a smile on your face like that? You know what I mean? Because they had so much to lose back then. And now we be like, we out. Like, we good. I'm good. But I never seen that, because my mom died when I was 11.
Okay.
My dad died when I was 25.
Wow.
So I never had that to look at. You know what I mean?
Your dad never remarried?
He did. And that was toxic too.
So you really never.
I've never seen it. It was abusive when my mom and dad were married, and then the ex-wife, because that was the alcohol, the alcohol addiction. So I never seen it. I never seen it.
So as you've been going through therapy, what were some of the things that you had to unpack about your framework, how you see love? Have y'all gotten deep into that about how do you even feel like you, thank you, Holy Spirit. Did you even feel like you deserve love?
No, I don't think so. I had a lot of abandonment issues. So my therapist told me that, you're stuck at 10. So the 10-year-old Lori is trying to date. And I don't think people, because I am a behavior coach. People don't know that I'm an educator. So I'm a behavior coach and I work with a lot of trauma. So many times your childhood trauma is dating. You know what I mean? And it's like, well, I'm okay. I did this. No, you're not. So I had to heal, and I'm still healing that 10-year-old little girl who has abandonment issues.
Yeah.
So, and then people don't know about the different attachment styles. So
Yep.
I would date somebody and be attached and all this stuff. And it's not that I'm attached because I like you.
Yeah.
It's just I'm attached because I don't want you to abandon me. So the 10-year-old is something I had to heal. So that's why I'm so free now, is like living my life and doing me, because I never was able to do that.
You put an age on it. What was that 10-year-old Lori?
Abused, sexually abused. My mom died. There was a lot of things that happened at 10. You know how you suppress it, so I
Yeah.
can't remember all of those things. It might be 10 going on to 11. So there's a lot of things that I suppress that I don't deal with. So now it's like a lot of things I'll just shut. I'll be like, okay, we're good. Just forget it. And I'll shut it down because it brings back too many memories for me.
I don't want to let that just escape about the fact that you said you were sexually abused. And I want you to know that my heart goes out to you.
I appreciate that.
It grieves my heart to know that 1 in 5 women have been victims of sexual assault, and in Black women it's 1 in 3. And so to even know those numbers, I can't tell you the amount of times I have a guest on my podcast, and I mean, for one season it seemed like every woman, whether they were married or single, they always like, I was like, it was one episode I just wanted to just break down crying. It's so common.
Yeah, and nobody says anything. And mine was at the hand of another woman. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it wasn't even a man. And then back then, when you're so young, you don't even realize it's abuse. You know, you think you're playing house or something. And this is the first time I actually talked about that. This is interesting. I've never talked about that before.
Well, listen, I thank you. This Yellow Couch is a safe space for you to share, because a lot of women, and that's the thing about it, and this is what I want to say to men, is that be sensitive, have your heart open to having that conversation with your significant other or someone that you're trying to get to know, because you may feel tension or feeling like they're repelling a certain type of advance that you may have. You may touch them a certain way. They're like, you're like, dang, you tripping or whatever. I have the conversation. Be like, does that make you uncomfortable?
Yes. Ask the questions.
Yeah, that makes me uncomfortable. Why? I mean, if you don't mind me asking, why does it make you uncomfortable? Because, normally when guys do that too soon, it's this. Okay, well, cool.
And that's alcohol for me. Like my dad was an alcoholic. So men, if you're drinking a lot, I can't do it, because it takes me back to that like 5-year-old girl hiding in the closet or hiding under the desk. So if your alcohol changes who you are, I can't do that.
How do you know when it changes who they are if you just met them?
Because a drunk man's mind is a sober man's mouth. You want me to say that again?
Say it for the people in the back.
A drunk man's mind is a sober man's mouth. So when men start saying things to you that they normally wouldn't say, that's really how they feel about you. Like if you start talking to me and you start saying like some crazy stuff and you drunk, that's how you really feel about me. And that's a block and delete for me, because now you had the courage to address me like that. So it's cool. And we don't even have to have a discussion about it. And those are some things I taught. If you're a drinker, if that's something you do, that's not going to work for me. Candid conversation.
So when did you find that out? Has that always been like, let's take Lori in her early 20s or whatever. You're in college. Was that a thing?
And you know what? I've never had a drink in my life.
Me
So
neither.
that's the funny thing. So, but I didn't even know I went to a school that was the #1 drinking school in the country. Like I never knew that. I went to Ohio University in Athens, Ohio. I had no idea it was the #1 school for drinking. And I pledged. I'm like, what we doing? You know what I mean? Like, what?
How did you not know that?
I had no idea, because I'd be clueless. And
She said the #1 school.
it was the #1 school for drinking in Hocking Hills. And because I know what it made me feel like. So when I would get around people, everybody would be drinking and stuff, I just go into this like, I get real nervous, like, because I don't know what to expect. I don't know what's next. So I would just shut down, like, I can't. And even in Atlanta, I go to a lot of events. I host a lot of events. It's open bars, VIP. And when men start drinking a lot, I just walk away. Hey, can I? No, I can't. I just can't.
And so in therapy, they, for real, because this is good.
Yeah.
So in therapy, what did they say? Of course, what that's attached to, but is it because you don't feel secure, that you feel like
I don't know what to expect.
So you said your father used to abuse you?
No, he never abused me. But that abusive personality can come out, like the belligerence, you know what I mean? Or
So verbally.
And then sometimes it would have been physical, like, you know, with my mom and stuff like that. So I see how it changes people. And then it always comes with an apology. You know what I mean? And that just does not work for me. Because see, what is that? Your apology has to be as loud as your disrespect.
Right.
You know, and if
I
you
believe
keep
that.
doing it, alcohol, I just can't do. So either you become an alcoholic or you don't drink at all. So
That's interesting. So since we on deal breakers and boundaries,
Lord.
what are some of the other
Deal breakers?
non-negotiables that you
Cheating.
have?
Just cheating. If you want to go, just go. Just go. Like, cheating to me that's a lack of communication. I don't like when men say, well, it's just physical. I mean, I ain't ugly, so I can go out here and cheat too.
Of course.
But I choose to, let's talk about it. And if that's something you need to do, I want you to be happy. Just leave. You know what I mean? Those are conversations we have. Cheating is a deal breaker.
So, Lori, let's play that out.
Okay, go ahead.
You're dating a guy.
Yep.
And y'all in a relationship. Y'all in a committed relationship.
Monogamous?
Monogamous.
It matters.
And then, so y'all in a monogamous relationship. It's you and him. And he says, man, I'm not happy with whatever y'all got going on. Mm-hmm. And he says, I want to go sleep with somebody else. What's your response?
Go ahead. I mean, because if you had to choose between me and another girl, always choose her. You know what I mean? Just choose her. Because I don't have that kind of time. And going through my divorce, that is nothing I ever want to experience again. I think when you go through a traumatic divorce, anything else is easy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You could be like, all right, it's cool. Now, I mean, it would hurt, yes. But my thing is, because I think at this age, we're so much past physical. I mean, I hope we are.
Yep.
You know, and if we don't have candid conversations, it's okay. Because you probably already wanted to do that anyway. But I would respect you for even telling me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But Atlanta, this is because of the circles that I run in Atlanta is big, but it's so small.
Of course.
So I'm going to find out anyway.
Yeah.
So it's just better. Like,
have you dated somebody that you found out the hard way outside of your marriage? I'm talking about since you've been divorced.
Yeah. It was so funny, right? I'm dating this guy. Now, this is the true story. I dated him in high school, right? He slept with dated him in high school. And you know, you're young at 18. There was 3 of us. He was dating all 3 of us. He married one of them. Okay.
Nice.
So then in college, you know, I'm still young. Okay. I still liked him. He slept with my best friend. Okay. I found him in bed. Yeah.
You found him in bed?
I found him in bed. God just loves me. And then my dumb butt. Okay. Let's go for a third round, Lori. After my divorce, I dated him again because he was always my friend, right? So I'm like, okay, I'm going flying back and forth to Ohio, right? I was like, something ain't right. I'm just finding these little cues. Then I get a call. Her name was Shaniqua. Shaqua something.
You ain't got to say her name. Don't put out there.
I don't even know. I don't care. I ain't hard to find. She said, I just want to let you know we're getting married. And
oh, wow.
Da-da-da. And I was like, well, thanks for paying my card note. I didn't know y'all was together. You know, I appreciate it. We still get a card note. What we doing? You know, whatever. And it's like, so I felt like that. I said, Lori, you know what? Like, you got to start vetting people. You can't let loneliness get in the way of you finding love. You have to start putting some boundaries. Like, quit going back to things that are comfortable, because people show you who they are and you have to believe them. And I think so many times, and especially when you're going through a divorce, you're vulnerable, right? But you have to like really sit back and heal yourself before you keep going backwards. Because just because they're familiar don't mean that they're right for you. Yeah.
How long ago was that?
Oh, this had to be about 7 years ago. About 6 years ago. Yeah.
And then what'd you say to him?
We just don't ever talk again because we were friends.
But I'm talking about when that girl called you and said that, did you have to do a clarification call with him?
I don't have to do it for clarification. I said, hey, who is this person? He told me who it was. And I said, wow, like, so this is what we doing. Okay, choose her. Lori, no, just choose her. We don't even have to have a conversation, because when a girl, that means she has your phone. That means she calls me. You know, you were here. It was just too much. And like I said, I don't have time. Like, I'm trying to build my life, and you did it in high school. You did it in college. This is just who you are as a person. Yeah. And no. So and today he's still blocked and deleted, and he still misses me. And
he still misses you.
Yeah, I don't. There ain't nothing I could do with that.
So how did you deal with that though internally?
That part, I think it didn't really bother me because you have to say, this ain't about me. Those are the issues that he has. That is not a reflection of me as a woman. It's not a reflection of anything I did. You are just messed up and you need healing.
Yeah.
Because I think so many times women be like, what's wrong with me? Ain't nothing wrong with me. I mean, I have stuff I need to work on, but that had nothing to do with me. And I didn't internalize it.
Tell me how you ended up on Later Daters.
I have no idea. I have no idea. So long story short is I do media in Atlanta.
Yep.
I host some of the red carpets in Atlanta. I do media. I do all kind of stuff. And I'm a part of the Stephen Marjorie Harvey Foundation. And so we were at Marjorie Harvey's camp, and I met a baby. One I call all of my babies. Her name is Bianca B. And she was a casting director for Mel Robbins. So if you want to know more about me, I'm on Mel Robbins, episode 1, season 1. That's when you see the soft, vulnerable Lori. And she said, Auntie, they're doing this new casting in Atlanta called The Later Daters. And everybody was sitting there like, Lori, you need to be on this show. I am not dating in Atlanta. Not on TV. We are not doing that.
They about to have me out there like that.
Out here looking crazy. And she said, no, Auntie, you have to do it. So she submitted my name. And then I went through the process. I think I had about 5 or 6 interviews, and they casted me. And so that's how I wound up on The Later Daters.
5 or 6 interviews.
They were long interviews too.
What were some things they asking you?
I don't know if I could talk about all that, but it was just basically like what you're looking for and, things why you want to date. I can't go into all the detailed questions, but yeah, it was interesting.
So as you was going through that process, did you start getting like, I really believe I love how they're asking me questions.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that at the end of this experiment, I'm going to have somebody in my life.
That was my hope, because sometimes I think when you're in this media space, a lot of people do things for publicity, you know what I mean? Or to build their brand. Because I do media, people thought I was just on the show to do it. I was literally trying to find love. Like, I have all of these successes. I get honored at my job. I'm an educator. I got a Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award. I got my honorary doctorate. I have all these accomplishments, right? And I don't have anybody to share it with. I'd be like, girl, Lori, guess what? I'd be like, what? I'm like, girl, congratulations. I'd be like, thank you. I'd be talking to myself, And I don't
you talk to yourself.
Yeah, I congratulate myself, And it would be nice just to have a person that you could be like, sharing that, life journeys with you. But as you see in the show, I didn't find love, but it's okay.
I loved how your kids were supportive of
I love my kids.
Finding love.
Yeah.
So have they always been like that? Like,
my son is real possessive. He calls me Lori sometimes when I get on there. He'd be like, Lori, I am not your man. I don't have to do all this. Like, but you're a contributing member of the household. You know what I mean? So those are like my little best friends. But then when I find somebody, or if I start liking somebody, he got an issue with it. You need to choose a side. I just be confused. And
so how does he show his disdain towards it?
He was like, who's that, Lori? I mean, but I really don't bring, he calls me Lori. Like, sometimes I don't really bring a lot of people around them. I don't let a lot of people come to my house. I'm very territorial of my space.
As you should.
Because that's energy. People understand the energy.
Don't be all in and out your house.
So, I don't know. Because I haven't met anybody to really bring them to. So when I was going on the dates, they were like, my son was like, I don't like him. He ain't. And so my daughter would be like, you're not going to like him. So that was a fun experience to do with them. It really was.
So was their judgment right?
Yes.
So when they said that they didn't like a particular guy, he's not this or whatever, then you would find out that they were right.
Yes, because my son, like, he stays on me like, nah, Lori, that's not you. You got too much going on for him, or like, you're not gonna like the way he dressed, or they were really right. Like,
let me ask you this.
Here we go. We're not talking about this white t-shirt.
Oh no, we're gonna talk about the white t-shirt. We want to talk about the fact that we talk about dressing, and so we see shows like Pop the Balloon and all that, where people get eliminated based on their shoestrings and what they got wearing. How important is appearance to you? Like a guy's dress?
No, it's not. It's not, because you can always change that.
Exactly.
You can't change character, and I think that was like the running theme in the show, like the white t-shirt. But the white t-shirt threw me. You got to have some sense, because I do too many big things in Atlanta where I cannot take you with me. Like, you are not going to show up on my arm just looking crazy.
So hold on, I'm trying to remember in that part. He had a white shirt up under his shirt. That's what he had, right?
Yeah.
He had a white shirt up under
The button-down collar.
shirt.
See, you even remember Lateris.
Yes, but it's like you can just tell him that don't do that no more.
But he wasn't my man. See, at this age, you're going to show up how you want to show up. I can't invest in somebody that I don't know. You know what I mean?
But you can give constructive feedback for the second time.
But my thing is, I'm not going to, remember I told you about the emasculation? I'm not going to emasculate you on national TV.
That's what I'm saying. You just say it later. You say, babe, let me
But
say
I wasn't interested in him to even share that.
So it's that part.
Yes. So
that's the main part. You're just not interested.
I was not interested when I walked in.
Well, see, my thing is, if you were interested in
I would definitely do that. Be like, baby, that ain't going, no. And I would want somebody to do it to me.
Exactly.
Like Jay, I mean, she's sitting in this audience. She would be like, I don't like that. Lori, take it off.
Yeah. Yeah. and that's the way it should be.
It should be.
And you say it in love. But see, my question is, you can receive it from her, another woman. Would you be that receptive to a man?
Yeah, because if I have a relationship with you, then that means you care about me.
Facts.
Yeah, but if you're some random, I don't care. You know what I mean? But if I have a relationship with you, then I know you're looking out for my best interest. And I can receive that.
Yeah.
I'm not a person to be like, who they talking to? The other side of Lori is a really chill person, and I'm very sensitive, and a lot of people don't see that part. Yeah.
Because it seems like, so when you say they don't see it, why don't you allow people to see it? Because we're our own PR agents.
Yeah.
So we show people what we want them to know about us. Mm-hmm. So, yes, I had a conversation with you in the first conversation I had on the phone. And you was like, well, dog, normally, Lateris, you be just real short with me. You said, today we having a more in-depth conversation. We laughing, we cracking up or whatever. And I said, well, I got time today, so let's just talk.
I know, because people don't know that you're really funny. Because the first 30 seconds of talking to you is like, hello. I'm
like, yeah, what you need? What's up?
Exactly.
What you want?
People do see the fun side of Lori, but if you want to get like really close, I think there's layers. You know how you have the holies of holies? You have those. There's layers to me. Like I'm a caramel macchiato. You know what I mean? Yeah. I got the espresso. Don't come for me. I got that power little punch in there. I got the caramel. I'm really soft. I got the foam where I'm really soft. Like I'm a whole lot of fun once you get to really know me. Once I get out that work mode, like, and I get a chance to just be like, yeah, there's a whole vibe over here.
You got the privilege of watching yourself. You got a chance of watching yourself date. Mm-hmm. Most people don't get the privilege of seeing themselves interact with other people and then have people weigh in and quote unquote judge and criticize how you were dating and interacting with other people. What did you learn watching that show about you?
First of all, I don't interview why I date. So when you seen that, I was trying to get through the date because I'm just being very honest, because I wasn't in that space with them. Because if you notice I talk to you, I don't ask you a lot of questions. Mm-hmm. Everything is very awkward. I'm an interviewer by nature. Yeah. I mean, that's what I get paid to do, is interview people. Yeah. But I had to get through those dates, right? So my thing is, let me just ask questions. But those are questions once you start dating that you would eventually get to. But I just asked them all within 30 minutes of a show. What I found is, because I'm neurodivergent, right? I have ADHD and some OCD. I interrupt a lot. And there's never a caveat. So now when I date, I have to tell people, hey, I have ADHD. If I cut you off, it's nothing personal. I'm already to the next thing, but I heard everything you said. Because I know with men, they think that I'm not listening. You know what I mean? So that's a caveat that I have to give out now. Okay?
Well, you did good. So you haven't interrupted
because
me?
I'm really, really working on it. I told you, see, there's no sense of going to therapy if you're not going to apply the principles. You know what I mean?
That part.
You have to figure out that there is a problem, and if it's not working for you, then you're going to have to try your hardest to, like, because I'm sitting here like, okay, Lori, don't interrupt him. Don't interrupt him.
You're telling yourself that in your head?
Yes, because when you have ADHD, your brain loops. So if it loops, then you have to loop it into what you need it for it to do. Yeah. So when I got a divorce, everything was so negative. It was so I said, I'm going to be successful. Right? I'm going to be successful. I'm going to be this. This is going to happen. So I started looping it with positive things. And then my life started changing. So yes.
When you look back at that show, do you have any regrets? What would you have done differently?
I wouldn't have done anything differently. I would have hoped that I had better dates that I could really connect with.
So you're talking about the selection you had.
The selection I had was not me. You know, I think women have this list, like I need for me 6'2", bald head. I don't have that. I just want you to be aesthetically pleasing to me.
Which means what?
I just have to like how you look. I mean, do I like looking at you?
So height doesn't matter?
I can't do under 5'5". That matters to me. I can't because I'm an educator, so I feel like if I'm looking down at you, there's something. Yeah, like you got it right.
Yeah.
Aesthetically pleasing to me. I want somebody, you said something about a deal breaker. I need somebody who I can pray with and pray for. You know what I mean? I want somebody who I'm just religious, somebody who has a relationship with God. So that was a deal breaker for me because I know that would be something to get through. But I just want somebody that's just, I like laughter. I like someone who is light and it's just not, who can balance my energy.
So what age? What age range from this
I'm
as
60,
a youngest?
I would say 50. I don't know. I can't believe I'm 60. So when I say somebody's 60, I'll be like, that's old. But like, Lori, shit, your ass is old. You old, girl. Almost. We was at church. They was like, oh, the senior stand up. I was like, do I stand up? Do I sit down? What do I do? I don't know what to do. Because I don't feel 60. So I would say 50 to 62. I don't know because I don't feel old. I want somebody just to keep up with my vibe because I'm a vibe, you know?
You said 50 or 62?
Yeah, 62 is pretty. Yeah, I can't go 40 and stuff. I think you need somebody who has been through seasons of life.
100%.
Yeah.
But so 62 is the oldest.
No, I'm not going to put a cap. I know I can't go 70. So help me out, Latier.
65? A young 65?
A young, I like that.
Yeah.
You're good, Latier.
Yeah.
A young 60, dang. Yeah, young 65
still hurt a little bit, huh?
It hurts just a little bit. Yeah, young 63, maybe and a half. I don't know. You know what? I just know when it's right, it's right. You know what I mean? But I want somebody who just, and even though people say I'm an alpha woman or whatever, I want somebody to be like, Lori, sit down. Just chill out. I'm okay with that. Yeah. Somebody who would take control. You know what I mean?
But now with your personality and knowing that you come from a background where abuse was prevalent, would you look at that as being abusive and controlling?
No, it's all about how you say things.
That part.
It's all about how you talk to me.
Yeah.
You know, because see, the abuse wasn't like, you know, it's like, my thing is you can say anything you can say to me. Once again, it's based on relationship. You can't walk up to me crazy because I mean, I'm from the hood, okay? Like I'm Crenshaw Mafia, like, so I don't know what my response back because I'm very quick. So it's just talk to me kindly, talk to me nicely. And I have a friend, I ain't gonna shout his name out, I don't want to get him in trouble, but he just be like, sit down. Like you doing too much. And I just be like, okay, friend, you know, like, and I'm okay with that because I know they mean me good.
I like that.
What?
And so you said aesthetically pleasing. So,
yes.
So he doesn't have to be a certain weight restriction?
No, come on.
See? No, I got to ask. Okay, people be saying this stuff.
No, because see, my thing is, I think I look good. I want you to look good.
Right.
I don't want you to be overweight and stuff because you know what? She said it on Later Daters. I don't want to be a nurse or a purse. You know what I mean? And I love when Suzanne said that.
She said this.
Yeah, she said, and I said, Suzanne, that was diabolical. You know, a nurse or a purse. I don't want to have to be like, can you breathe? Like, I don't have that kind of time. You know what I mean? I don't want to be sitting out like we're at an event and I'm sitting here looking at, are you okay? Like, I don't. Oh,
and what does the purse look like? Explain what the purse is.
I know people call me rich. For people who don't know me, okay, they call me Rich Auntie Lori. I'm not rich. I'm rich in love and relationships and and friendships. You know what I mean? So I don't want you to be sitting out here thinking I got a whole bunch of money. It's coming though.
Amen.
But I just want somebody we can have a mutual healthy relationship. I want to be able, and my thing is, since this is an honest yellow couch, if I can't kiss you, I can't be with you.
That part.
So you agree with me?
Yes.
Like if I can't
100%.
find that intimate connection with you, like, oh, I can kiss him.
Yeah.
There ain't nothing I can do with
Absolutely
you.
nothing.
Nothing. That's it.
Friend zone. Friend zone.
I don't even need more friends. Like, I'm tired of being friends. I have so many male friends. Lori's so cool. Like, I'm A-Town. So I'm trying to be. I'm tired of being
A-Town?
Yeah, they be like, just Lori, cool. That's my homie. I'm tired of being a homie. You see, I'm trying to sit here all feminine. And see, people don't know how funny Latier is. But I'm tired of being the cool zone. Like, you got me over here cracking up.
Let me tell you something. A lot of believe it or not, a lot of my followers, especially around your age range, just said, why don't you have people over 55 on your podcast? There's a group of us out there that want
Here
to.
I am. I ain't hard to find.
Yeah, you representing. And so they've been wanting to have you on the podcast. They've been wanting somebody that can speak to that demographic.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love this because yes, you have to be the first single woman I had on the podcast in this age group.
Oh, look at that. Won't God do it? Won't he do it? Won't he do it?
And so I think I had Renee Hornbuckle. That was years, the first season or whatever. But yeah, I think that. Yeah, I think you're about probably a couple years older than her now. Y'all probably about the same age now. But the reality is this. And so what do you find as the challenge in your age group?
Dating, because we're stuck in our ways. We are stuck in our ways. Like, don't call me for 2 days. You're out. You know what I mean? Say something crazy. I'm done. You know what I mean? Be inconsistent. Don't call me. So I think when you get to this season where I am and I'm busy, I'm an educator, like people I said, I'm an educator, I'm a media correspondent, I do all kind of stuff. And I think I don't have a lot of time. Yeah. So my thing is you have to be intentional with me. You have to be really intentional. And I know it's like, well, you know, I got to build up. And I know people got options and all that stuff. I want somebody who's intentional. And so I think the biggest challenge is we're being stuck in our old ways because what worked 20 years ago, you remember when you was getting out of college and I want to get married and have the picket fence and 3 cars? People already got that now. Yeah. Men already have that. So it's kind of like you can't be running on the first sign. Like, because red flags can actually become yellow. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I think be like, red flag, red flag, red flag. You know, is it really a red flag or is it a conversation? And I think, so, see, I'm...
A conversation? A conversation?
Yeah, because everything is not a red flag. It could be some childhood trauma. Once again, that's what gets me in trouble because I do behavior. I be sitting here analyzing people. You know where that comes from, right? Yeah. You know you got abandonment issues, right? And I'm like, Lori, now you're becoming a counselor. So I'm trying to learn how to balance my interviewing, sitting here asking you 50,000 questions, or coming from my trauma background. Did you like your mom? You know, so I'm trying to balance all that, Lateris. So
okay, act like you on a date.
First of all, do I like you? Are you? I don't know. You are you well dressed?
No, you tell me. It's me, you. It's me, you right now.
On a date?
Me and you on a date. So we having a conversation, and I want to see what Lori shows up. Is this the Lori of the past that gives somebody a whole Q&A session and diagnosis, or are you going to show up as the Lori that you want to become?
Because I talk to you. You know what I mean? I think...
It don't matter. Let's talk.
I'm just saying because you're fun to talk to. This is organic.
So let's talk.
We're on the date now.
We're on the date.
Okay, where we at?
We're at Starbucks. And you just got your caramel macchiato. That's what you said.
No, peppermint mocha.
Okay, peppermint mocha. You described yourself as the other thing. So
but I do describe that. But I like peppermint mochas.
Okay. How are you enjoying your peppermint mocha?
I love it. You love it? It makes me happy.
You know, I'm going to try that the next time I come here. Okay. Yeah, man. You know what? Thank you for taking the time to come see me. Like I said, I've been watching you on social media. And, you know, for about, 2 months, you left me on red like you wasn't interested. And so I'm glad that you actually took the time to actually respond to my DM and to meet me today. But you're absolutely beautiful.
I thank you so much. And you know what? Next time, the peppermint mocha is on me. Okay. I really appreciate that. See that? You like that, didn't you?
Ball out. Okay, make it rain.
Look, you can even get a venti.
Okay, all right. All right. That's what I'm talking about. I got me a sugar mama, huh? That's what I got.
Yeah, $8.52.
That's what I'm talking about. See, I like that. I like to be spoiled. You know what I'm saying?
And there's nothing wrong with spoiling a man, though.
That's what I'm saying.
There's nothing wrong with spoiling a man.
So keep spoiling me. So listen. So my question to you is, when's the last time you've been out on a date?
A date that I can remember. Well, you know what? The last time I've been on the date was about 6 months ago. I would call it a date, yeah.
Well, listen, I feel really honored that you took the time to come meet up with me. I appreciate it.
I don't lend my time to everyone. I'm like, if I don't see something that I can build upon, I just really don't waste my time. Like, I don't have a lot of time.
So I should automatically feel special. I'm special?
No, I don't want you to automatically, you are special. Okay. Because I lended you my time. Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you so much.
So that means I've seen something in you.
You see something. So what you see?
I see a kind person. I see a person who hears me, who validates me, I see a person who's well dressed, and I see a person who has a sense of humor, and I think that speaks volumes. I see a person who's done the work on themselves, who understands me and where I'm coming from.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you what I see. I see a woman who's self-aware. I see a woman that is well versed with her words and is able to articulate her feelings and emotions, and not so caught up in pride where she can't share with the man how she feels. And so I really appreciate that. And so I really look forward to hopefully seeing you in the future. I know we was wanting to have a really quick date, but I just want to tell you that I thank you for the opportunity to spend some time with you. And if you would allow me to, can I maybe meet up with you later on for dinner?
Yes, but you know what I loved about what you just said? Because the intentionality is there. I would love to set up a second date. You didn't leave it open. See, that's what real men do when they're interested. And I could totally appreciate that. And I would be totally open to the opportunity. I think you're a really kind person. I look forward to seeing you.
See, that's good, y'all. That's a masterclass right there. Let me tell you, that's free game. That's free game right there.
So what did you like about the date, Latir? I'm sorry, I turned into the interview program.
No, ask me.
What did you like about the date,
I like the fact, see, what I like is when people are... Like, I like when people are able to just have conversation, to laugh, and don't take things so serious. Like I said, all right, I got me a sugar mama. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, I ain't gonna be your sugar mama. Now, if you a type of person, I don't believe in all that.
I you a whole vintage.
Yeah, you said I get your vintage. I'm like, shoot, that's what I'm talking about. Make it rain. To be able to joke and have fun and not take stuff so seriously.
Get caught up.
What I like the most is when a woman can articulate her heart.
Yeah.
And be able to say, no, listen, I don't see a problem with spoiling a man. That automatically let me know that, because I'm a very masculine man where I believe in showering my woman with gifts and doing all this stuff. But also I would like for the woman to say, if I see something I want to get you, I'm going to do for you.
And that's in my love language. Okay, mine's is acts of service. Like, did you eat? Let me get you some gas, baby. I know you got to run to this event. Let me do that. But my thing is I love giving. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm a gift. So, and I think sometimes when I do date, I go too fast. Like if I hear you be like, oh, dang, I love Reese cups. I love this. So my little thing is I'm going to have a little gift bag like sitting there. And then people are like, Lori, you're doing too much. No. But why can't a man feel appreciated?
That part.
Why can't a man feel valued? And I think we as women, sometimes I'm not speaking, so don't come for me. Don't come in my DM. Don't come on my TikTok. Please don't, because there's another part of me, I told you, that it will annihilate you. But I do think that sometimes women always say, I'm the prize. I teach my son that he's the prize too. You know what I mean? And women should value and validate you. So why can't it be reciprocal? You know, why can't you love me and I love you? We always say, I want 100%. No, that's not. Why don't you give 100 and I give 100?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm with you, Lateras. Let's roll. Let's keep going.
And so what I always hear people talk about is prize. And every time someone says that, it's a little where I'll be like, it just sounds, I like to refer to us as gifts to each other.
Yeah.
You know, instead of a prize is something that you have to do something, to win. Yeah. And I don't believe it's something we have to win. I believe that a gift is something that you give freely. To people that may even be undeserving of the gift. And so if we look at ourselves as gifts, and the giver of the gift is our Heavenly Father, especially if we're Christians, then God says, hey, daughter, I'm going to give you this gift, my son. And son, I'm going to give you this gift, my daughter.
I want to be an answer to a man's prayer.
There it is.
That's what I want to be. I want to be like, he's like, I prayed for you. Oh, don't make me cry. Oh, I prayed for you. See, Lateras, you didn't know I was funny. But that's all. But I'm for real. I do want to be an answer to a man's prayer, because you know what? Then he'll value. Like we got each other. Like I pray for you, pray for me. And you come up like, yo, shorty, I see. I can't do that. I can't.
He can't role play with you and say, hey, little shorty?
No, we can, but it's just like, oh, God.
You haven't had no man say that to you at your big age, have you? Somebody
Not
said
the
shorty.
Big age.
I'm talking about big age, talking about shorty.
No,
hey, shorty.
Sometimes I get a lot of younger men. Baby, there ain't nothing I can do with you.
What age range?
I had like a 33, like, baby, what we going to just have sex? Like, I mean, I need like other stuff too. You know what I mean?
Two.
You have to have
you didn't say you didn't want that. You said two.
No, but I don't want random sex. See, I'm a mental person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, once again, if I can't kiss you and it's not mental, ain't nothing gonna happen. Like that, people don't understand. Kissing is the best foreplay ever.
Yeah.
And if I can't just look at you, be like, oh, he could kiss. Is t-shirt, no t-shirt, white t-shirt shit. I don't care if you got on red bottoms. I can't do it. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm on the road.
He said t-shirt, no t-shirt.
I don't care. I just can't do it.
Have you ever had somebody in your life in the last few years that you thought was the one but end up not being? That you were attracted to, that you desired, and you was like, man, I really could see myself with this person.
Yeah, they got a girlfriend though, so I can't do it. Yeah, so we're just great friends. What's so funny, Latier?
How you gonna see somebody else's man as your man?
I didn't say I see him as my man. I just said I really like them. You know what I mean? Like, I wish I could copy and paste.
It's the same thing.
No, it's not. I was like, I wish I could just copy and paste those characteristics to the person. Okay, let's rephrase the question.
No, you said what you said.
But they're not my man, because you know what? Because until you're married, that's just me. Like, until you're married, or if you're not committed, if you're not in I'd never cross lines though. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't play with fiancés and married people. But if you're dating,
you're just a boyfriend. You said it's open.
I still don't cross boundaries though. But the characteristics I see in this person, I'm like, but see, you never know, because when you're in the friend zone, everything is cool. But you never know if that person is still a good dater, because it might be something different when you're dating somebody. But the characteristics that I see, I like. And I say, you know what? If I had to put that person in another person, you know what I mean? What I know as a friend, then I would be cool.
But if that person were to break up with said person and came back,
I don't know, because I don't know how they date.
I mean, would you be willing to test it out, wouldn't you?
I probably would. I ain't gonna sit here and lie. Shoot, I ain't gonna lie. You know, I got a lot of friends, so don't anybody know who I'm talking about, so it don't matter. Hey, friend, hey, say no way. Nah, but I have a lot of cool friends. I have a lot of guy friends that really, really look out for me. And I'm really thankful for that.
Are you the jealous type? Would you be okay with a man having a lot of female women friends?
Because I don't want to give up my friends. Because my friends have been with me through the gutter. They have been with me through life. And for you to ask me to give them up, because see, if they're truly my friends, they're going to be your friends too.
Exactly.
If your women friends are truly your friends, they're going to be my friends too. So I don't think you have to give up something to get something.
Yeah.
And in my line of work, men, and this is the, and I'm going to ask you, okay, let me turn around here.
Ask.
In my line of work, once again, people who don't know me, I am a celebrity media correspondent. Yeah. Okay, in Atlanta. So I have my guy friends who tell me, Lori, it would be hard to date you because of the line of work that you're in. I'm not on this pole. I'm working. I'm interviewing people. Right? And it was like, because a man wants a woman who's inside, and, you know, because you're at all these events and you post with a lot of men. Okay, what do you want me to post with? You know what I mean? I'm at these events. So they were like, it would just be hard to date you because of your life. So I'm working. Then if you have a woman that's not doing anything with her life, then you're going to be bored and says she needs to get a life. So let me ask you that. Based on what you know about me, would it be hard for you to date me knowing my line of work?
No, because I'm in the same thing. So
my whole point.
So it's like it's alignment. So with a lot of men who may be homebodies and then see that their significant others is out doing what you do, and most of the time it's in the evening time, then they're sitting at home feeling
after I
whatever
leave my other
feeling.
job.
Yeah. So they're sitting at home feeling whatever. I like to get down to the reason, which is, why do you feel like that? Well, I just feel like, because if it gets down to it, they'll say, I believe, if they were really honest, I believe that you could possibly meet somebody that's better than me and leave me.
Ooh.
That's what it's on.
Because of the circles that I'm in.
That's what it's about.
You better shut up.
So
Can we run this back? Okay, I'm going to use that way.
The insecurity is you are out there meeting all these amazing men, and I have a fear that you'll meet somebody better than me.
And they're meeting me too.
Home.
And look, and they're meeting me too.
Yeah. So they're feeling
that's
that.
That's good, Lateris.
That's the insecurity, because other than that, you wouldn't care.
Yeah,
you wouldn't care. You'd be like, girl, go make your money. Go make your money. Do what you do. And he's showing pictures to his homeboys. Like, look at my woman right here. Now she over here. She doing this. Now look at this. She did this interview with this person. It's all about perception. That's why I say people have a tendency to try to date people that's not aligned with them. Date people that are aligned with you, to where your strength doesn't become a liability to them.
Yeah.
The thing that you do well doesn't become something that they see as a deficit. They look at it and be like, I love that you like this. I love that you have the spotlight on you.
And my thing is, I have a purpose-driven life. I'm very clear on where I'm supposed to go, what I'm supposed to do. Like I said, I'm an educator. I know I'm supposed to be there to change lives.
Right.
I know God has given me the gift. I used to get kicked out for talking too much. Now I get paid to talk.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And I love everything that I do. And I'm like, why can't I have both? I mean, they was like, well, you would have to give up something if you want to have a man. Why would I have to give it up? You know
and when
what I
they mean that, what, are they saying that you don't have enough time? That because you work 2 jobs that you just don't have time for a man?
I would have time. You want me to? I work 2 jobs because I ain't doing nothing else.
And that's my point.
Yeah,
that's what I said. It just takes for more further questions.
Take me away from it. Like, and see, that men always say, you know, I want peace at home. Then why do you create hell? You know what I mean? Like, you can't have peace and create hell. Like, what am I coming home to? And because people think I have this hard hysteria because I have to control the classroom. I have to control a red carpet with celebrities. You know how that can be. Give me a space where I could be soft and feminine. You see what I'm saying? Give me a reason to be like, Lori, don't take that gig. I got you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Okay, you ain't got to take that gig for that. You know what? Let's just go away. You got gas, baby? I'll drive you. And my thing is, if I was a man, I would want to be in the rooms I'm in. I would go in there and network my whole business, have about 20 clients. What?
So that's what I was about to say a minute ago.
They miss a whole opportunity.
That's the part that I keep saying, that's what I was about to say a minute ago, is that they miss. Why don't you just be there?
Yeah.
But that's why I said if their personality isn't aligned, they're not going to feel good in that space.
Yeah.
As we even saw on the show, you know, the brother that was there, he was just like, I'm finna go ahead and leave early. You know what I'm saying? But
did I not clarify all those things? When you see me at the Kindle, I said, how do you feel about what I do? Remember, I asked you those questions. I said, how do you feel about big crowds? I asked all those questions because I know what my life looks like.
Yeah.
I know what it looks like. And, you know, there's a lot of stuff that went on behind the scene, but whatever. Yeah, I mean, that was my birthday party. You were asking me to do, it's my birthday. Like, but anyway.
But you
I digress.
No, but the reality is that happens so many times in relationships that's not in the spotlight. We're just literally going to a woman's birthday dinner and or your guy's birthday lunch, and you're sitting there and, well, why are you over talking to everybody else and not talking to me and all that stuff? And it's like, I remember I dated, listen, I got the vent. I remember I dated this woman years ago, and I said, how are you making my birthday about you?
About you.
How you can't give me one day? You can't give me one day while all my friends are here and I'm
celebrating me.
Yeah, because they said, well, you walked over, you sat at their table with them. I said, they were there to see me. I'm sitting there to talk to them.
And you shouldn't even have to have those conversations.
At all.
Yeah.
Because guess what? I'm leaving with you.
Exactly. And you coming back home and we're going to have a whole birthday celebration. Happy birthday, boo.
And you worried about for these 2 hours that I was giving people that I don't see often my undivided attention. And somehow you felt like, and then I still came by and I sat next to her for a little bit just so she'll know.
So you know I'm still with you.
Hey, blah, 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 talk or whatever, give a little hug or whatever.
That's
I'm going to be back and do that.
It's a lot of energy.
But it happens so many times.
I know. And
it's
that's
where people are so insecure with whatever it is. But in those atmospheres, you got to be aware to look and be like, okay, this person, because a lot of times we can't take everybody to our promised land.
Everybody can't go with you to the next level.
They can't.
And sometimes we look at divorce and we look at breakups and stuff. Everybody can't go with you to your next level. And sometimes God's redirection is everything about where you're going to. It's all about where you're going to. Everybody can't go with you to the next level. And I don't sit here and try to ask everybody to go with me. It's just okay. My new word is okay.
And I'm going to ask you a question again.
I'm listening.
Do you desire marriage?
I do desire marriage. No caveats. I do desire marriage because God already knows what I want. And see, you're not going to trick me again.
I want to see if you could be point blank and the period. And so are you hopeful? Are you hopeful with, I ain't going to even say what you see out here. Are you hopeful with who God has promised you?
I am hopeful. You know why? Because I live in Atlanta, right? People are like, oh, the ratio is 10 to 1 to man. I don't get into ratios because God is the author of everything. And I always say when men have ratios, whatever, 10 to 1, I don't have to date because 5 of them might be gay, nothing wrong with that. 2 might be so career driven. The 2 that you have, you might be a side piece.
Yeah.
And the other one you don't like. So do you really have options? Do you see what I'm saying? So I have the same options too. It's just, I just believe that God has me hidden. And that's how I have to look at it until he presents his person to me. So I don't look at it like, what do they say? The dating pool is pee or something.
Yeah.
Why do y'all frame your life like that? Because I really believe everything that you say is a representation of what you think. So I'm like, I'll meet my husband at Quick Trip on Pump 4 and I'll be pumping gas, be like, baby, hey, and it's cool if you don't even know who I am.
Yeah.
I was on a dating app, true story. I changed my location to Dallas. I was like, hey, you can find love anywhere, right? This guy said, hey, aren't you Lori from Later Daters? I was like, dang. I said, look, whatever you seen on the show, I'm really cool. I ain't gonna ask you a lot of questions, I promise. So, you know what I mean? You never know where you're gonna find
Did you go
love.
out with him?
I don't know that man. No.
You on a date now? But did you get to know him? Did y'all talk?
No, we haven't talked yet. I told him, I said, I'm being free after 4.
Oh, so this is recent.
Yeah, this was this morning.
Oh.
Hey, I ain't leaving no stone unturned, Latair.
You said, I'm in town. Let's see what come up with.
Because I think you have to be open for love.
Yeah, you do.
I mean, it might not be in the land. I hope so, because I'm not moving. That's one thing I know for sure.
Did you want to move?
No, because I built my life there. Atlanta is sexy. It's a vibe.
So why you say that you have to be open to love?
But you open, but I just not moving. I mean, I love my church. I love New Birth. Shout out to Pastor Jamal, Pastor Carey. I love my church. I love Atlanta.
Shout out to my people.
Atlanta has been good to me. And I just don't want to move.
So whoever you get married to,
they would have to move to Atlanta.
They gonna come live in your house?
No, we have to get a new one. That's like my marriage home and my kids' home. I would want something different. And another thing too, I have to be open to change because of the ADHD and OCD. Like, I don't like a lot of change. So that's something I'm working on too. Like, it took me a long time I'm going to put my glasses back on. I wish I would have brought them. So when I put them on, they would have been like, oh, that's her. Right. But yeah, change takes me a little bit of time.
So that's good. So where did you learn that then?
What, change?
Yeah.
What,
that
I don't like change?
Yeah.
It causes like anxiety in me.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, give me an example, like change as far as like what?
Like say, for instance, my job, right? I might have an opportunity to change my job. No, I got my job down to a science. I know I got to do this, and this. I know I love my kids. I love this. And if you ask me to change, that changes my schedule, changes my life. That it causes anxiety for me. Or if, like if you say, hey, Lori, can you move or can you this, that the amount of stress that would cause in my brain. So, yeah. But it was anxiety for me to take off my glasses today.
Really?
That was a lot for me.
Explain. Like what was the first thought, if you remember, that crossed your mind about?
Well, people know who I am. Because like I was in the store yesterday and this man came up to me. He was like, Lori, are you from Atlanta? I recognize you from the show. I'm like, okay. Or if I went to TSA, oh, there goes Rich Auntie Lori. I went through the airport 8 times. I took about 25 pictures, because people recognize me by my glasses. So it has become so ingrained in me and so a part of me. You know what I mean?
I see.
Like, would people really know who Lori is? And so it's like, I'm more than just Rich Auntie Lori. I'm Lori. I'm more than Gray Dimples. I'm Lori. And I have to come back to Lori because either I'm Gray Dimples, I'm Rich Auntie Lori. I don't know who I am sometimes. One comes with an invoice and the other one just shows up. I don't know.
So one comes with an invoice.
But right now, I'm Lori.
You Lori.
Yeah, all Lori.
Do you think people recognize you right now?
Well, I don't recognize myself. Hey, Lori, hey. I'm like, I don't even recognize myself, Latair. I'm going to keep this on for about 4 days. I'm going to sleep like this, Latair.
Have you posted a picture on your page?
I did, and my Instagram is blowing up. Like, oh, my God. It's like, take off the glasses. See, and it's how you say things to me. Take off the glasses. Keep the glasses off. Why? I mean, just say something kind. Lori, I love the new look. You know what I mean? I can see, and people don't know I have pretty eyes. I have like very light brown eyes. So it's like, now I can see your eyes. Those glasses. Just be nice, because I'll delete your stuff, or I'll just, if I have time, I'll go back and forth with you.
Well, let me ask you this then.
I'm listening.
Great Dimples.
See, there you go. It's Lori, Lori.
You wrote a book.
I did.
What is this book about?
You know what? Coming from the show, it's called Finding Love, Finding Me. A neurodivergence guide to dating. Because I think so many times, and so many women and men don't get diagnosed with ADHD and OCD until after their 30s and 40s. Yep. You know what I mean? So you'd be like, what's wrong with me? There's nothing wrong with you. Your chemical brain, I mean, you got different chemicals in your brain that just don't, work like everyone else. And I learned to embrace my superpower.
Yeah.
And I stopped apologizing for it. So it's just like, it's a book explaining how I love on my terms. And then in finding love, I had to find me. So there's a journey to Lori. So while I was looking for love, I had to find love within me. And if you don't find that within yourself, and then it also in this book, it's about 70, pages, but after each one is activities, like a worksheet to work down, like, what are you looking for? What does your dating life look for? Where do you look? Like, a lot of people don't even know what their love languages are.
Yeah.
What is your love language? Because I won't tell you who it is because I don't ever mention their name. But they was like, she doesn't love me, because she didn't. How do you say I didn't love you? I do this, I do that, I do that. But their love language was, I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, words
You're
of
doing
affirmation.
a great job. Yeah, words of affirmation. I'm like, what? So if I don't know how to love you, you think I don't love you.
Yeah.
So I put different activities in the book where you can kind of journal. What are you looking for? Have you found love in yourself? So it's a great book on how to understand people who really don't think the way that you think. And I think it's pretty dope. It's like not just for Lori, but it's for people who have I like to call them superpowers.
Superpower. And so what made you write it? What made you decide?
Everything leads to Jay.
So Jay the one told you to do that?
No, it's already, Jay tell me a lot of stuff. Lori, do this. No, it's something I've always wanted to do, but once again, I can't sit still.
Yeah.
Right? So I had I have a friend named Pam Chance. And let me go down the list because this is when I get emotional. I have a best friend named Shamana Curtis who has been with me since college, right? So we started in college together. We pledged Delta Sigma Theta sorority together. Let me do that. Yes. And she's been through all seasons of my life. You know what I mean? Marriage, divorce, kids, everything. And so she was like, you need to start writing a book and do a journal with it. And then, Jay was like, hey, Lori, you got this whole platform. You need to write your book. Then I came to Pam. So my friend Pam helped me put it together. And then I was sitting at work one day and my coworker was like, did you do the book? I said, well, I need to redo it. When I tell you, we sat there for 8 hours straight. And me, I can't focus, but I have great people around. She edited the book. She put the cover together. And it's going to go to publish. It'll be published by Monday. So I have a great group of friends around me that really want to see me win. So that's why I came out with the book, because I know it can help other people, especially people over 50, to kind of process all of this and know that you're still worthy of love, regardless.
I want to make sure that when we say Monday.
Don't hold me to it because it's still.
Well, I'm just going to tell them this because by the time this episode drops, it'll be way past this.
Okay.
But when she's saying Monday, she's saying February the 24th.
Let's
so
do
whenever
Tuesday,
this
February 25th.
Well, I mean, when this drops, it'll drop later on in March anyway. So it'll already be.
And it's
going
to be on Amazon.
So it'll be Amazon. It'll be a link in the description for you to be able to click on it and order your copy or purchase your copy.
Yeah, Finding Love, Finding Me by Lori Hanford.
Finding Love, Finding Me
by Lori Hanford. Now I was going to put the Dr. Lori Hanford. But I just said Lori Hanford.
She's going to put doctor because you got an honorary doctorate.
Yeah, I'm proud of that. Like, I worked really hard to get that I worked really hard to get that honorary doctorate. And for someone to find me worthy of that, thank you, Sora, Dr. Mohair. I appreciate you.
Well, good.
Yeah, I work hard.
How can people follow you?
They can follow me on Instagram at Grey Dimples. That's Grey, hence the gray hair, Dimples. Grey Dimples on Instagram and TikTok. And Facebook, it's Lori Hanford, LoriHanford. There is no D in Hanford.
So what would you like to leave my audience with? As a matter of fact, this is good. I want you to speak to the younger generation. What would you say to the young woman that can glean some gems, some wisdom in her 20s or 30s or 40s to learn something that you may be able to share with them of a cautionary tale that you just didn't know you wish was taught to you?
Love yourself first. If I could talk, because I have a 26-year-old daughter. If I could talk to...
No, you keep looking that way.
If I could talk to young women, I would say, don't be in a rush to get married. Make sure you know who you are first. Go to therapy. Therapy will be your friend. Also, love who you are. Because I think so many times society tells us how to love ourselves. You know, get the BBLs, get the edges, get all these things. Know who you are and embrace your whole self. Have a relationship with God. Get to know God. I'm telling you, do not get unequally yoked. Do not marry because you're lonely. Do not value yourself. These are all the things that I wish somebody would have told me. I would say, test your gangster though too, because I think you're more powerful than you even know that you are.
Yeah.
Live your dreams unapologetically. Find mentors. Find people who are going to support you. Because I found that a lot of people really don't like you. They hate you. They like when you're broken.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And make sure you surround yourself with people who really want to see you win and always come back to you. Always love yourself. You are enough. You are worthy, and you're good enough.
Amen.
What about people over 50? Because I want to tell people
Tell
over 50.
them. Go
okay,
ahead.
to my sisters over 50, you're never too old to live your dreams. I started living my dreams at 55. That's less than, 4 years ago. I've done everything that I wanted to do. Write down a dream book, Habakkuk 2:2. Mr. Harvey told my son, Sean, that. I never forget that. Write down a dream book. List everything that you want to do and pray over it every day. Write Habakkuk 2:2. Write your vision down and make it plain, because people will run with it. And when I tell you, surround yourself with friends who help you bring your vision to life. And you're never too old for love. You're never too old for love. That's it. Embrace you.
I love it. Again, shout out to the producers of Later Daters. Think they're going to come out with a second season?
I hope so. Because hopefully, if I haven't found love, then look, I want to be back on season 2. Okay. Hopefully I'll find love before then.
Spin it back.
Because it was a great show. I had a great director. I had great producers. We had a great cast who wanted to see you win.
Yeah.
I absolutely enjoyed that show.
When I say that was one of my favorite dating shows. It was so
That's
well
what Mr.
produced.
Harvey said.
Oh, it was. When I saw, I literally binge watched the whole season. I watched the first episode. I was on a plane and I said, "Oh, I like this," and so I just kept watching. I was like,
That's
"This
what a lot
is
of people
so
said.
good."
But why did you like it though?
Because it was so real. I love that. So I'm a hopeful
stage.
romantic, yeah. And so my thing is, I believe that everybody deserves love.
Yeah.
And so I don't care how old you are. The fact that people are still hopeful, and so I saw a cast of people that were hopeful. I did see the fact that a lot of people were set in their ways, which would make it hard to accommodate somebody else to enter into your life.
I know
and so
who
we
you're
got a
talking
chance
about.
to see that. Yeah, you know, the old boy.
Yeah.
So you saw that. So it's like when you see that, it's like, wow.
Yeah.
And it becomes a cautionary tale. I love it when you can watch people lead by example and go, oh, if I don't adjust in my life right now, I'm going to be 60 years old, 70 years old talking about
But you have to be open to that, because a lot of people still don't think there's nothing wrong with them.
Facts.
Yes. And as soon as I left that show, I went into therapy.
Good.
I left that show. I said, Lori, like I told you, I don't interview during shows. During dates. But I said, Lori, you got to learn to separate the two. You got to learn how to separate the two.
So that's what I loved about it. It was brilliant. So that's one of them shows I'd be like, find me a place on it. Let me come do something on the show. But I love how they and it was real life for us. Like, it was not stage in a mansion or whatever. It was real life. Like leaving work, coming home, shoot 14-hour days. Yeah. 14-hour days. I would leave work and I would come home. And then I had to do red carpets. So they would literally come to the red carpets with me. And then, I love it. Great job, y'all. Well, listen, again, follow my homie Lori. Make sure you pick up her book. See, you said homie. I'm trying to get out the homie stage. Follow my boo thing, Lori. Follow my boo thing, Lori. Support her. Buy her book. You know what I'm saying? Show her some love. You know what I'm saying? Shorty. follow my shorty, Lori.
See, I remember I told you, everybody said I'm cool. And they be like, follow my homie. Look, A-Town again. We doing this again.
A-Town, follow my...
Look, we back to doing this.
She said, there you go, say homie. That's a trigger word for a homie is trigger for.
Ooh, that's a trigger for me. I'm trying to be like, follow my bae, follow my boo. Hey. I'm sorry.
So make sure y'all support her, whatever adjective or pronoun you want in front of her name. Just follow her.
I appreciate
and,
it.
show her support. Y'all give it up for Lori Hanford, y'all.
All right. Thank you so much for having me.
Stay tuned to the end for a letter to my future wifey.
And writing these love letters to you.
Ladarian, thrusted suddenly into Child Protective Services in 2015. My nephew, Black, a boy. The likelihood of being adopted outside of kinship, slim to none. Armani, 16 years old, Black, a boy, with 5 years in the foster care system before I even knew his name. The likelihood of ever being adopted, yep, you guessed it, slim to none. While Ladarian and Armani were trying to survive and barely thrive in an overpopulated and underfunded foster care system, I was living my own life, doing well professionally. Having been a single father with a daughter who at that point was doing well in college, it was my time to live my life, right? Wrong. I felt unsettled, tireless, agitated. There are just too many of our Black children stuck in ambiguity and in the limbo of the foster care system. In 2017, I legally adopted my nephew, Ladarian. Fast forward to 2019, I had no ties to this other young king, but I felt God instructed me to adopt him also, and I obeyed. Starting over with parenting should have been enough, right? Working with various foster care and adoption agencies to help bring awareness to the countless young Black kings in the foster care system should have decreased my agitation, right? Joining the board of directors of Advantage Adoption, an organization that helps find permanent adoptive homes for children in foster care, should have led to some type of resolve, right? No, not at all. None of it felt like I had done enough. I now realize that every one of those experiences was laying the fundamental foundation for my life's mission, Kingdom Royale. Kingdom Royale will be a luxury, state-of-the-art home for foster boys. Our first location will be in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. We will utilize the whole person approach that instills identity, empowers them to advocate for themselves, and enlightens them regarding new perspectives and limitless options that they thought were impossible. Though the young kings will attend the local public schools that are in proximity to Kingdom Royale, our at-home curriculum will broaden their worldview through participating in the arts, attending various cultural events, learning about and engaging in multifaceted discussions about current events and even relevant historical context, introducing them to gardening and landscaping and even caring for our animals on our farm and on-site stables. We just launched our Startup Capital campaign with the goal of raising $2.8 million. Now, why $2.8 million? Well, in 2017, I created a web series in which I performed random acts of kindness for targeting the homeless community. One of the most notable successes was that one of the videos went viral, garnering 28 million views. However, one of my biggest regrets is that I didn't raise a single dollar to help in implementing a more sustainable plan for the homeless community. So throughout the years, with much remorse, I reflected on not maximizing that moment. I knew if at that time, just 10% of the viewers donated $1, we would have raised at least $2.8 million that could have really established long-term support for the homeless community, or at least started a long-term initiative to do so. This is my do-over. This is our new beginning. Together, we can attack this at the root by specifically helping our homeless Black boys who are already disproportionately represented in the American foster care system. I'm Laterra Whitfield. I've been nominated for 3 regional Emmys documenting my work with the homeless as well as my personal adoption journey. Despite those accolades, the greatest award for me is truly providing the infrastructure for a transformed life. Visit kingdomroyale.com for more details. Crown a king and make a donation today. Here's my favorite part of the podcast where I speak to my future wifey. Dear future wifey, they say age is just a number, but is it really? Society has its unspoken rules about love, what's too old, too young, too much of a gap. But when it comes to matters of the heart, should we let years dictate love's potential? I find myself pondering if the rhythm of our souls can harmonize, even if the timestamps of our births suggest we're from different seasons of life. Will we be judged for our connection, or will we redefine what it means to love beyond expectations? If wisdom and youthfulness can coexist, if passion and patience can intertwine, then perhaps age is merely a measure of time and not a measure of love. I wonder, will you challenge me with your fresh perspectives, or will I guide you with my experiences, or will we meet somewhere in between where our spirits align regardless of the numbers? I don't know your age, nor do I know how the world will perceive our love story, but I do know this. If our hearts beat in sync, time will become irrelevant. So future wifey, I ask you, is age just a number, or is it the number that brought us together at the perfect time? Your future hubby. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Dear Future Wifey podcast. Remember, be lit, live intentionally and transparently, and don't stop loving. Make sure to subscribe to our Dear Future Wifey YouTube channel. We're available on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and Stitcher. We welcome your support. Simply share our podcast with your friends and family.